disabilities face the risk of being oppressed in the same way other minority groups do. This is because, like the homeless, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders, refugees, and those suffering from a mental illness, they tend to experience a relative disadvantage in the community compared to those who do not experience these challenges in daily life. What makes this group of people oppressed? The word oppressed means you are subject to harsh treatment, denied many opportunities to naturally progress, like in the workforce, and therefore you are not being treated equally, which is unfair. Let's talk about our attitudes, what they are and how they shape our views of others. Our attitudes refer to the emotions, beliefs and behaviours we bear toward a person, place or thing. Attitudes help us respond to social issues, activities and objects. Stereotypes placed on people with disabilities are not okay, as these assumptions endure with an extremely negative and condescending effect on people with disability. Some include that people with disability lack resilience and always need somebody with them. They are less fortunate, they lack social skills, and they do not indulge in intimate relationships. Stereotypes can be enormously offensive as it makes the person feel different. They lead to feelings of embarrassment, defeat, and disappointment. This can result in the lack of communication and the ability to cope in the community, which impacts the support they receive in daily life from others. This affects their ability to lead a fulfilling life. They're often labelled as an inspiration, but who is to be theirs? There is more focus on their limitations than their abilities, and this affects their independence, as they seem to be people who are in need, not those who can contribute to society. Decision and choice making is part of growing up and promoting your own independence. What happens when society flat out robs you of this by not meeting simple challenges, like making public places and public transport accessible? How frustrated would you be? Let's explore some challenges that are presented in society and daily life for people living with disabilities. Challenges refer to the environmental barriers that make mobility difficult. This includes access to buildings and transport. Social barriers include employment, discrimination, and education. As people with disabilities are largely discriminated in the workforce, they are more likely to experience poverty. Communication barriers refer to those who have a disability that affect their sight, hearing, and oral communication. They need other means of understanding road signs, rules, or messages, which are mainly written in large print, long sentences using technical language. Our attitude refers to people's experience that lead to their understanding. This creates stigma, prejudice, and discrimination. Media is the most popular form of delivering news and information around the world, enabling a global interconnection. It gives the opportunity for different opinions and perspectives on topics to a wide audience through social platforms. We now look at how the media portrays people with disabilities and how this influences our attitudes towards them. Television and movies often portray a person with disabilities as the odd one, the innocent and sweet one, a villain, or someone with special powers or gifts. It is common for a movie's hero or villain to possess a mental illness as a reason for why they are particularly different. Examples include I Am Sam, Forrest Gump, and Rain Man. The media uses exclusive language when referring to people with disabilities to provoke fear, shock, and interest to readers. We often see them as objects of inspiration or something that needs to be cured by using terms such as suffering and miracle. Those with mental illnesses are usually associated with the acts of violence, again dispelling negative stereotypes. Constantly consuming images and language that devalue this specific demographic of people, our attitudes are created based on our experience and views of them, therefore it shapes our behaviour. Moving towards an inclusive world is an ongoing discussion. Let's look at people with disabilities and all other minority groups as people that have needs that we need to meet, not a burden.